It's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to do this again. We have some people that thought we had died.
Or murdered you.
I want to thank you guys for sending me on that vacation with the Amish. It was really peaceful.
That doesn't sound like a bad vacation, actually. I kind of like that.
Good meats and cheeses, homemade furniture. I mean, what else could you ask?
Have you tried that scrapple?
You know what? I still haven't tried scrapple, or there's some kind of whoopie pie I'm supposed to try.
No, it's not a whooping pie. Nope.
Whoopie? What's it called?
Adam, let me read this comment that we got from one of the listener on Spotify. They say people like podcasts with one host or one host and a guest. Better so, or they like that better. So no, this guy is impossible to read because he used no punctuation. So no, Ben was great, planned or not. Although I'm sure losing the guy with the irritating lisp would be your best bet. Yet, still suck podcasts.
That's the same guy from before.
I feel like I'm the one with the lisp. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yet still suck podcasts.
The way he wrote it makes me respect his commentary.
Yet still listening and still commenting. Sucky commenter.
They say people like podcast with one host.
Are you saying that like an Asian? What's his username?
What?
In NFC.
I'm glad the racism is back, Adam. Thank you
NFC.
for coming back to the podcast.
Well, welcome to the Darwin Awards podcast. It's been a little hiatus here, but we're back, and we did some research for people who died doing dumb things this week, and we're refreshed and prepared after our vacation.
Are we?
Joe, you
I don't
look
think we are.
defeated.
Yeah, you do. Is it? Like,
I'm waiting for you guys to fill in
is
when
it
I'm
your
not talking.
hair? Like it looks like you haven't showered in a while. Possibly.
I haven't showered today. I need to.
Today.
You know when you feel like whenever one body part touches another, and you can feel the moisture between them.
I
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
you're a
getting.
once-a-month
gross.
shower, like based on some belief you have about
Yeah, he uses
whatever's
like that
in the water.
powdered shampoo, dry shampoo, whatever it is. Doesn't need to take a shower.
I need to look good. I've been live streaming on TikTok, so I really want to look good every day. So
That's
I've been
right. Has
showering
Adam heard about that? I've been following that.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, his mosquito removal services. He's been live streaming.
Oh,
he
have
had
you been-
like 600 viewers at one point.
Is he lying? Is this true?
I believe him 1,000%. I don't care if he's lying. I'm just not going to download TikTok to see it.
I'll send it to you guys. Well, yeah, you won't be able to click the link, will you? But
I should stream my daily life. It's so boring. Look at he's mowing the lawn again.
Is he still napping? That's what mine's going to look like.
all right. Well, we're not going to do a recap of the previous week, so let's just jump into this one. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this week people are going to get a twofer, right? We're going to post last week's episode and this one, or are you going to wait? Actually, I think it's a great idea to wait.
I think Joe thinks that your podcast sucks so bad that he's not going to post it.
No, I haven't been. Okay, listeners.
You know what?
Ben and I recorded a podcast last week. It was a great episode.
As was the previous other week, and
I
people
posted
said
that one.
it was one of the greatest. So I don't.
Okay, but you
know.
sound like Trump. Would you just chill
That's
for a
why I
second?
did
Let
the
me finish
finger
talking.
motions.
Which people said that?
Your wife.
Oh.
This has descended into boring. Let's move on. Let's go do this for
All
real.
right.
Here we go. Okay. This story that I have for you is out of Ghaziabad, which I'm not sure what country that's in.
That's
It
India, because
sounds like
that's used to be what Hyderabad. What was where Adam,
Hyperbad.
Hyperbad is where we got all our stories from.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you think it's just India because it ends in bad there?
Yes, it's all
Maybe
bad
it's-
there.
Yeah,
Sounds
what
like
are you
it's-
talking about?
I guess
All
it's like
All right,
Iraq.
read the story. Let's find out. Not
Okay,
Hyperbad.
well, this guy's last name is Kumar, so okay, we're gonna maybe it
that
is
sounds
Indian.
about.
Wow. Okay.
The title of the article is Elderly man dies after accidentally setting himself on fire while burning neighbor.
Ooh.
Okay, yes,
Karma?
I couldn't remember what your story was about. You kind of mentioned it, and I couldn't click on this article, and I saw the headline, but it would not. It's a crappy page that blocked it. I'm very interested on how this actually happened.
So a 70-year-old man, his name was Sitaram. He died after allegedly setting his neighbor, Nepal, on fire on Thursday night. There's this backstory to why he tried to set his neighbor on fire. Here's the deal. The incident appears to be the result of a long-standing dispute. 2 months ago, the neighbor's horse was injured when his wife accidentally set the tail of the horse on fire while burning some old clothes.
How does that happen?
Yeah, I'd be mad if...
How close are you burning?
Yeah, setting a fire under your neighbor's horse's butt? What is going on?
Well, maybe it's the horse's fault. I don't know. He got too close. So the guy actually owns a bunch of horses because he has a horse rental service. And because the horse's tail got burned up, the man suffered financially due to the injury.
Who do they rent horses to? The post office? Who's
yeah,
delivering?
the Indian delivering mail.
The Courier Express? I don't even know who rides horses.
Honestly, do horses really have tails, or is it just like a ponytail?
Stop it.
That's where the name ponytail comes from.
Okay.
Long hair.
How does the tail prevent him from renting the horse?
Well, the horse was injured from the tail hair being burned up.
Okay.
Can't you just chop off the hair of a tail?
That's what I said. Can't you just...
A horse's tail?
What, does it run off balanced because the tail's not right? I don't know. Stupid.
Well, I don't know. All I know is that's what happened, okay? The horse caught fire. So then that takes us to this past Thursday at 11:15 p.m. when the man approached his neighbor and another guy who was there, and they were both sleeping outside of their homes. You can tell kind of what part of India this is. They're sleeping outside of their homes.
Probably a nice night, just under the stars. Nice.
At 11:15 p.m. Yeah, okay, let's just sleep outside. Okay.
They're drunk?
He allegedly threw petrol on his neighbor.
Gasoline, huh?
But some of the liquid also fell on himself. When he lit a matchstick, both men caught fire.
Oh.
Yes.
I love this quote.
The guy who was there told the police that even as his own clothes caught on fire, he shouted at the neighbors saying, "Now I have ruined both of us." And then he ran towards his farm as villagers began to gather. So the guy who was the neighbor who got caught on fire, he lived.
I was going to say, tell me he lived.
He has to.
Yeah. Here's the weird part. Like, that guy died, right? He got caught on fire. Look at the title. Elderly man dies after accidentally setting himself on fire. But then down here in the article, it says, following a complaint by Nicole's family, Citram was booked for attempted murder. Was he did he just die later in the hospital or something?
Oh, yeah, that is weird. Well,
yeah,
no.
that's got to be it. That's probably what it is. Booked for murder while he probably didn't die on the spot. They probably took him to the hospital to try to save him, but
he's arrested
at the same time. You're being booked for murder.
Yeah.
But he didn't murder anybody.
Attempted murder. Did it say attempted murder?
Attempted.
Yeah, booked for attempted murder. Yeah.
Right. Always love stories that when you find them.
Story. Dang it.
When someone tries to kill someone and they wind up dying. Right?
Yeah.
We do have the burning stories, but it's always so great when the other person doesn't die and that person does. So good job.
That's a good one, Joe. Dang it.
Yeah, that happens a lot when somebody tries to burn another person. They end up burning themselves. We've had that quite a few times.
It's usually girlfriends and boyfriends, not neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Yep, easy exes.
What a horrible thing to do to somebody.
Yeah,
stab them, shoot them, don't burn them.
They just don't have the weapons, Joe. And it's too brutal to stab. Just throw gas on them. That's
even a caveman can make fire, okay? So, yeah, that makes sense. Anyone has fire.
What you should do in India is release a bunch of poisonous snakes in your neighbor's yard when they're sleeping. I don't understand. There's no way to track that.
So,
Didn't somebody do that?
Let me get this right. The guy who tried to let the other guy on fire, was it his horse?
No, it was the guy.
Yeah, his horse is the one who's burned, yeah. The 70-year-old who's dead, it was his horse whose tail got burned. This is retaliation for the tail.
Retaliation. Okay.
So the other guy's going to inherit all the other horses now.
That's not how...
I think if you murder somebody, you get their whole life in India.
Wives, yeah.
We've already researched this. This is exactly how India...
You get all their property.
After you take their body to the bank.
He has lots of rupees now.
I still cannot believe that's a thing. I just think of Zelda. That's it.
Rupees? I think of like Aladdin.
Well, I think they're called.
Yeah,
I think they're called ruples.
No,
That's not. Nope.
No,
they're not called that.
they're not
I think
rubles.
that's like in England or somewhere.
It's like
Maybe
a
that is
Russian
Zelda.
thing.
I'm looking this up. I don't have time. It's my turn.
All right, yeah, it's your turn. Good luck beating that one.
Yeah.
Ben's
Bring your
gonna bring
horrible story.
He's gonna bring that hot tub electrocution story, probably.
Dude, that hot tub electrocution story was everywhere.
I have not
Everywhere.
seen a story more like in my face than that.
To be
stupid
fair, it was everywhere last week too, so it's an
I don't
older
even-
story.
I literally never read it. What? I just
I-
this guy got
They don't.
electrocuted.
They
in a
don't
hot
even
tub?
know what happened. They don't even have an.
I do know an update. His wife is suing the hotel. Some
Well,
guy
yeah,
got
obviously.
electrocuted in a hot tub, so why not?
Did you guys see the video of those this week of those teenagers? They said it was a group of teens that were on a roller coaster that got stuck upside down.
Yeah.
And they were hanging upside
It's
down.
not
for
a
like
group. There's like 40 people up there.
for how long.
They had-
That's a gaggle.
It was like how long? It was like a half hour, right, Ben? They were
Oh.
just hanging upside down.
Oh,
They actually evacuated the park. They just said, "It's over, guys." They shut it down.
class
They had to leave the
action
park.
lawsuit incoming for them 1,000%.
That park didn't look like it has much money. I mean, I don't think it's gonna survive.
Does it matter? I think it goes to the government. After that, the government has to pay you now.
I think the insurance, not the government. I think the insurance.
Insurance, all right.
Yeah.
okay.
I do have another India story, but these are just Indian men from India. In Elgin. This is in Canada.
Okay, hold on a second. It's not an India story. These are just Indian dudes that live in Canada.
No, they're visiting.
Or visiting Canada.
They're visiting Canada. I don't know. If you're from anywhere else around the world, is your first destination spot like, I can't wait to go to Canada? Wouldn't it be like, I want to go to...
Maybe they're on business.
Where? Where, Ben? Say a place.
Right here in the good old US of A.
Yeah. I think Canada is a respectable place for travel.
Have you been there?
Yes.
You
He
have.
drove across the border when he lived in.
My
Washington.
my wife's sister
Born.
lives up there.
That's unfortunate.
It
All
was
right.
cool. I didn't drive across the border. We went up into where they lived, way up there. He's a Mountie, my brother-in-law.
I'd like to go to Canada, and that is cool if he's really a Mountie.
He was. He's retired now.
I'm pretty sure that's the only job available. Everyone's about
Everybody is a RCMP.
Yeah, it's
just
either
like
hockey, honey, or horseback riding, whatever it is.
hockey.
All right, police say that two men, this is a twofer, have died at a popular swimming hole south of Petitcodiac. RCMP spokesperson Hans
Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
said in an email that police responded to Gibson Falls just off of the River Road. Criminality is not believed to be a factor of the investigation into the deaths that is being handled by the coroner's office.
So it's just guys who drowned in a hole, Ben?
Did they drown?
You couldn't have
No.
come up with a better story than this. This is garbage.
He's not done yet.
Okay.
I think he is done.
The chief said the location is a deep gorge and it's tough to get down and it's tough to get back out of. So the easiest way is to jump in. The problem is being down there and coming back up. It's a struggle because it's all rock. So they're jumping into this giant rock hole where they'd have to climb themselves out of. They weren't able to do so. What's funny is this thing, they calls it a popular spot, and it's not uncommon to see hundreds of cars parked there during the summer. And it says at least once a year we get called out there. It's like, well, it's not that popular. It's a property that's owned privately and that has signage saying enter at your own risk. So essentially they jumped into this giant hole with the water at the bottom and they couldn't climb themselves out or swim enough to tread water, and they had to come and get their bodies the next day. Although there was this weird sentence at the end here. When you have lots of people going in there and they're all jumping, they may not be looking down and people can get landed on. So I'm wondering if one guy jumped in and another guy jumped in and landed on his friend.
I don't think the jumping is the Darwin Award. It's the fact that they're Indian trying to swim.
Wow.
Isn't that the thing every time? Like,
Yeah, he's not wrong. Like
they
most
walk
of our
into
drowning stories are
a
Indian
pool
guys.
and their dad is.
What is it with Indians and water?
It's great.
Those guys
it's
who are
great to see you back, Adam. It's really great.
Yeah, you
Do you remember those guys who were taking that idol out to the river and then they just walked into the river and then they just never
die.
came back?
We had one like 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago where a guy just walked into the pool and he just died because he couldn't know how to swim in the pool.
I swear that would have been a spit take if I was drinking my Red Bull right now.
I know. Okay.
All right.
So that reminds me of once when we were in the motorhome, we stumbled upon these like hot springs somewhere on the side of the road. I think it was in Wyoming. And we were just like, let's just stop and go check it out. And there were just a couple cars. And so, long story short, we found ourselves boiling in like a cistern with like a bunch of strangers.
Oh.
It was weird. It was weird.
There's weird people in there. You were right in there.
It sounds like you're
people.
right at home, Joe.
Yeah.
There were
Sounds
some
like
really-
they left and said the same thing. Oh, some
Did they
strange
also
people.
drink yellow liquid out of jars?
Mason jars? No.
There was a couple in there that was a rather strange couple, but they made it some good conversation. It's just it felt a little odd.
Is it only me that has zero desire to go into that ever?
A hot spring?
Adam,
Hot
you
spring.
wouldn't even go to a hot tub when on Brothers Weekend when me
I
and
don't
Greg
even like
and
hot
Joe were
tubs
sitting
that
there.
much. But like hot springs doesn't even work. Like what kind of sulfuric acid water is that? You know, sounds disgusting.
It's an experience. It's fun.
Yeah.
No,
Did it cure your feet?
no.
No, it probably caused more problems.
It made it worse.
Have fungus now from the hot springs.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with Darwin Award nominee number 3 and the lightning round. Adam, no eating while we're recording. Gosh.
We're on a break. He's fine.
Quite frankly, I must say that this is really an excellent podcast. I think they're doing a tremendous job. And I don't know about you, but we should pay these guys. I mean, they deserve it. And we should give them $5 per month for their content. Believe me, they aren't fake news. And I don't know, maybe we should listen to them a little more. They really have something special. I've actually, and I'm not sure I should be saying this, but I've spent a lot of money on their archive content. It's really something I enjoy, and they really deserve it.
Why did we grow up with such weird parents?
Yeah.
We're recording now. This is real.
We like I like
Mom?
the Carmen soundtrack. Did you?
Mom listened to Mom had the worst taste in music.
First of all, we had a
anyone her
record.
age.
We had a
No
record
way.
player,
Mom had
guys.
the best
We had a
taste.
record
Julio
player.
Iglesias.
That's some
That's
random
right.
Spanish guy. Julio
But
Iglesias.
Enrique became famous, so
But I love Julio.
Julio was famous.
I
but,
listen to Julio all the time.
She grew up like in the 60s and doesn't know any of that music. She
That's
just
true.
likes listening to weird
A
stuff.
fan of
And
the
then,
opera. We grew up to that.
yeah.
Did Dad ever even listen to music? That is like
I still don't know what Dad likes.
Dad, he did too. He listened to Michael Jackson. He had a tape of Michael Jackson. He listened
our
to Garth
parents.
Brooks.
Let's face
He
it,
had-
our parents were weird.
Mom,
They were weirdos.
Mom read
Were?
Louis L'Amour. Dad watched Clint Eastwood. I don't know.
Strange. Very strange. You know what else is strange? When I was at the East Coast, the way they name everything, I don't know if they're doing it to be funny or if they're doing it just not thinking it through. The names of all the stores are just
Like what?
ridiculous. There's like a place like Applebee's named Hookers. That's what they name it. It's Hookers. And there's
Maybe-
their gas stations
I don't
there
know if you've
are-
heard of Hooters before, but
No, it's not. It's not like that at all, though. It's just normal.
sounds the same.
They have two main gas stations. They're Sheetz and Come and
Oh.
Go
Oh,
are the two.
we just had
let's
a
move
come
on.
and go installed down the street a couple of years ago.
Yes.
It got bought out by Maverick.
Yeah.
They tried the come and go, and it got bought out.
Well,
right away.
anyways, yeah.
Joe doesn't
The
like
place-
this. He's very
The
uncomfortable.
place behind our store is like it's like a Sam's Club. The Sam's Club out there is called BJ's. So that's what we have to say.
What is wrong with them? That's what?
They don't think
They're
things
stupid.
through. All right. Also, our bank is F&B.
F&B? What is wrong with these people over there?
The East Coast is strange, man.
There's no Wells Fargo over there?
No, they got their all weird. Okay, anyways.
F&B.
We hate that bank. I was like, F&B.
That's what I say when I check my bank account, actually.
Yeah, every day, don't you? Okay, my story's coming out of Hastings, New York, by the way. It has to do with a dude who was fishing. 42-year-old. Joe?
Only good things come out of New York, so this can't be bad.
Okay, let's find out.
Joe, weren't you getting into fishing recently?
I mean, I went fishing. I don't have a pole.
Oh, crap. This guy
That's what she
was
said.
44. His friend was 42. Anyways, Anthony here was fishing with two other guys on Oneida Lake, which is a pretty large lake, in the town of Hastings at 10 a.m. Now, you guys tell me if this is dumb or not. So I brought this. The man was standing when the keys from his pocket fell out into the lake. So his immediate reaction was to dive down into the lake and catch his keys, try and get his keys.
I think I would try to do that.
Would you do that?
Yes.
Yep.
You would jump down. The lake is like
if it was
endlessly
immediately
deep. I mean, like,
If it was immediately, I would jump
The
in.
moment it falls, I'm jumping in as fast as I can.
it doesn't
obviously.
tell me here that he immediately did it. It just says he
You
jumped in to
said
get
it
his keys.
yourself. It came out of
Sorry,
your
you
mouth.
told us immediately, so we thought
I
like
assumed
he
he
was
didn't jump
diving
out
in.
immediately, but he jumped in.
Yeah, if it was a deep lake and I didn't get it to jump in to like chase it, honestly, you're not going to beat the keys down. There's not like you're going to get down there.
You can jump in and find it if it's immediate. I mean, like, if it touches your body, it's like
keys are heavy, man.
it's
gone.
like a snake in the water. You know, when you're at a lake and you feel some like weed on your feet, you're like, ugh. If you can jump in and feel something, you might try to grab for it. But if he's there
No.
for like 5 minutes, he's like, think I can get it? Then it's stupid.
I'm assuming he's in a boat in the middle of the lake.
Unless he has a
It's like
floaty
80
on his
feet
key.
deep.
Does he have like a boat
Like-
floaty?
No.
I think he had a floaty
Anybody
on
with
there.
boats do, but he's not on a boat. He's on a pier, right?
No, he's on a
No.
boat.
Then he probably
He's
has every boat key has a little float thing on it that floats to the surface.
It's not the keys to the
It's
boat.
not the keys to the boat. It's his
just the
car
keys
keys.
out of his pants, like his car
Oh.
house keys.
Oh, well.
It just fell out of his pocket. No, then I'm thinking I want to put a floaty on my keys ring now.
I'm
Off to
gonna,
get going.
I'm gonna do that now.
Why? You guys on the water a lot? I don't
Joe
know.
is out with the
I
mosquitoes.
am every day. But
All right. What
That's
if you drop?
usually-
Okay.
only a foot deep.
What if you dropped your phone and you saw it go? Like it's so heavy. You're like,
I think
80
phone,
feet,
phone
it's
it's
gone.
gone. Phone, it's
I
not.
think
There's
it's
a
all
chance.
gone.
phone's
Yeah.
worse than keys.
Nah.
Keys
But
you
your
can copy 'em.
instinct is to immediately jump, right? Just like go.
Well, he jumped in, and he did not make it back up.
But why?
So,
Why? Why? What?
Was he drunk? Could he not swim? What
on,
details
come
did
on.
he know?
He
Definitely
tried to get his keys and could not make it back up. His friend, one of the friend, Wadey, went in after him, but wasn't able to get back.
That can't be his name. Wadey?
Wadey cappers.
What?
Anyways,
This is a
that-
cartoon?
That's his friend's name. Wadey Capper.
Guys, that had nothing to do with it.
The heaviest guy tried to jump in and save the guy that was floating to the bottom.
This is our friend Wadey. Here's my other friend over here, Meaty.
He did jump in. He jumps in, yeah. Well,
That's not
I
a real
feel
name.
like it's. I don't know if it's Darwinish because you jump in, but like,
No.
How far do you swim before you run out of oxygen, or you don't know how to swim? I don't know.
I don't understand how all these people drown all the time. I just don't. I've jumped into
I don't
lakes.
either. Yeah, you
But
just
I'm
go
not.
back up and you're like, well, that's gone, and you get back in the
Yeah.
boat.
Do you just like keep swimming? You just keep going down.
Just
Maybe
keep
maybe he
swimming,
almost
just-
caught it. It was on his fingertips, and he couldn't. You know, I don't know.
But
It's
even
like-
then, you'd pop back to the surface, they'd find your body and try to Wadey could resuscitate that guy for sure.
Wait,
You couldn't get him
Yeah.
back in the boat.
yeah. Well,
Not Wadey.
he did not survive.
Hmm.
It's
Well-
debatable.
This could be let's follow up next week and see if they have more information type of thing.
Okay,
Maybe the guy couldn't swim.
all right.
Maybe the guy
Well-
was really drunk.
Hope you guys are ready for this because it's time for the lightning round. This is the round where we all bring a teaser of a headline of a story, and we vote on the one we'd like to add to the first 3 stories. Now I get to go first since I brought my story last. And mine has to come with a woman and a train. And this article comes from trains.com. Just so you know.
From trains.com.
Actually, the way I discovered this, it's weird. I was searching this selfies, and and there's actually a Wikipedia page that lists all the way people die in selfies, and it like hundreds, thousands of them. You just scroll forever.
Oh yeah, you can go forever.
And they just update it all the time, and I found this one. So,
all right, Ben.
Hold on, I'm looking up how much trains.com is valued at.
You can look that up. You can see how much it's worth.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could look up website value.
He's talking about just owning the domain.
The domain.
Not how much they're making, like how much you could buy the domain.
No, there are you can pay for services to see, but I was like, trains.com. That's got to be a valuable .com.
You could do trains.edu.
If you're an there probably is a trains.edu.
Trains.gov.
There's a train school that we should all go to. Let's all go take train school online.
You know what? I think you're stalling because you don't have a story. Ben.
Yeah, I agree.
I do. I do have a story.
Okay, can you give us a headline for later?
It's a weird headline. Man dies after electrocution, attempted cable theft in Santa Teresa. There's the story and the headline at the same time.
Okay.
Santa Teresa, is that in the U.S.?
No.
They're smarter about it here.
My story involves urinating on the side of the road.
It's only 2 things that could happen. He falls off a cliff or gets hit by a car.
Neither of those things happen.
Really? Is it Darwin?
You decide.
Tell you what.
Okay.
If he was
Tucker
drunk
Carlson
and
is.
peed in his mouth and drowned from it, that's
Ew,
the story of a lifetime.
Wow. He would have brought that to the podcast.
That would have been my number
The
one.
number one story. Yeah, let's go with Adam.
That's horrible. Okay, fine. We'll do a train story.
Trains.com. Brought to you by.
It is. Out of Mexico. 29-year-old woman was struck and killed. So there's this train station and a famous train railroad that apparently was being rebuilt, and it was completed, and she was there for the completion of it. And she was trying to take a selfie of herself with the steam. It's a steam tour train is what it is. In the state of Hidalgo.
She ruined the inaugural, running of this steam train for the first time since they
or something. Yes,
she got killed on the opening day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It says the woman was trying to take a selfie with the train's locomotive. Photos of the moment before she struck are widespread on the internet. What? Where's that photo? Why don't I have it?
It's on trains.com. I'm sure of it.
It doesn't show the picture on trains.
What's that like? It's like Adam, if on your new business that you opened, if the first customer choked and died right there in the store on day one.
It's
No?
like if maybe one of my workers was taking a selfie near the oven and fell in.
Okay.
And ruined it.
Wow.
She,
No, yeah, it would be
trains-
because you'd have to close the store for all the customers that want to see the train. They want to eat the cookies. You
They'd
ruined it
miss
for
it.
everyone else.
Ruined it for everybody.
yeah. Well, maybe made it better. Seems kind of boring anyways. So the reporter said the spectators ignored instructions from security at the site and were supposed to maintain a safe distance from the track, but she wanted a up close and personal picture.
This is actually a good Darwin, Adam.
Yeah.
I like this. The fact that they ignored security and just went up to where they weren't supposed to be anyway is it reminds me of living in Mexico. Very much like that kind of thing happened a lot.
Well, they do give you some caution. Never stand on the tracks, they say.
I have actually a couple train stories here myself, but they're all pretty much the same.
I don't know how people still die from trains. They're very loud. They're scary. And
Headphones.
You know where they're going. It's not like you don't know where they're going to go.
Headphones is like the main cause of people dying by trains. We know
wearing
this.
headphones on the tracks.
I feel like it's hard to die with a selfie from a train.
I think we've seen many of
You
them.
gotta be pretty dumb, pretty stupid to get that
Well,
close.
if it's one of those really fast trains,
Are
then
all
yeah,
trains
a
slow? What are you talking
A
about?
steam train?
A steam tour train.
A steam tour train? That thing can't even... We know from Back to the Future 3 that you can... It can barely make 80 miles per hour.
88 miles per hour, I know.
Yeah, but you have to have special wood.
Logs.
And it starts off slow.
Different colors.
But they're big. I mean, all it takes is a little nudge, knock you over, and kill you, you know.
Yeah, but if it's a nudge at 2 miles an hour, it's like, oh, I've just bumped you out of the way a little bit.
I do imagine it was going slow. I'm sure. And she was like trying to get a picture as it's going, and then she just didn't realize how fast it was.
But she didn't
That's
get
my
squished.
guess.
She just got hit, right?
She said she got hit. It didn't say she got ran over.
Maybe she's further up down the
she
rail.
was struck by the train.
Yeah, she's just struck. She wasn't atropellado.
That's the way she would have wanted to go out. Maybe it was suicide.
Let's do a quick recap. Story number 1. Story number 1 is a man who tried to burn his neighbor, and then he got burned. Story number 2 was a couple of Indian guys in Canada who went down into a water hole. Couldn't get out. Story number 3 was it was the drowning fisherman who went after his keys. And then story number 4 was a lady who's taking a selfie with a steam train on its opening day. And we're going to vote to see who the winner is.
Pretty slow week.
It was. I'm voting for the guy who tried to burn himself and burn his neighbor.
Me too as well.
Very karma-ish.
Very
I like
simple.
it.
Best story of the week.
We don't even need to debate and be funny about it. That's the one that's going to win.
I have to say, the last 3 weeks have been discouraging.
We made
Or
some
4
gold.
weeks.
We made some gold out of nothing. Some diamonds or what we could.
But the
Diamonds
people
in the
just
rough.
aren't dying
Stories
the way that
aren't
they used
there.
to.
Maybe they're listening to our podcast and they're learning.
We're having an effect.
We need to change and evolve and update our search terms and what we're
I
searching
guess
for.
That's probably what we need to do. Yep.
We need to make AI invent stories for us that nobody would know is fake.
That would be good.
We need to
That
make
would be
AI
useful.
search for us.
Probably.
That's a good idea, actually. So on the I would like to debate in great detail on the Patreon the removal of Joey Chestnut from the Nathan's Hot Dog eating
I
contest.
read about that.
I don't know if I'm pro or
I
against.
agree. He should be removed.
Well,
Who thinks that he should be removed?
Bring that. Because vegan hot dogs is why, Joe.
It's gross.
Oh, are you saying what are you talking about? He should be removed.
They're not. He's eating a different food product.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. It's
Not
like
during the competition.
it's-
This is
yeah.
just a separate competition.
He just has a partner with another company. We'll get into it later.
No.
Ben doesn't know the details.
No,
Ben
it's
thinks
the
that he's
same
bringing
company.
the vegan hot. No, it's not. No, it's not. He got.
This
Don't-
is
don't
like
stop it. We
having
gotta
a
discuss this
trans
on the Patreon.
swimmer in a.
Did you see the lady who died from cows, Ben? Did you see that?
We're starting the Patreon now, right? Let's do this. I think we
I
teased
don't think
enough
we
just
are.
now. It's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about him. Tell us the story about the lady who died from cows.
You didn't hear about that. You guys research everything. How did you not see this?
We have been talking about cows the last few weeks.
It was in New York when this happened. They said the coordinator says he's never heard of a cow fatality attacking a person. Apparently, he's
What?
running
It
the
happens
bull.
all the time. Happens all the time.
These are cows, farm cows. This is what happened. Killed a woman. The woman was tending to a calf.
Oh.